Hey y'all, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And on Instagram and Ravelry, you can find me as Toolizzforyou, Toolizzforyou. No laughing at me, the woman who sang the second verse instead of the second part of the first verse during the hymn.
You know, that's right, I did.
She did! She did! Today in church.
The hymn was on 2 different pages, and I didn't see the second page.
And I have no idea where she's getting these words that she is singing
Meanwhile,
from.
there's no choir, and the people, the 3 people we had in the front of the church that seemed to know what was going on, all were taking communion at the same time. So,
and then we got to the second verse, and I was like, that's where we are, mother. And then she goes, oh, go to the next page. I was like, yeah! That's why I stopped singing, because I didn't know where the hell you were.
Yeah.
Always exciting with us.
Yes, it is. I'm cpredmor on Ravelry, and on Instagram I usually post as Knitting in Our Jeans. I can't remember the last time I posted as myself, so forget that little piece of information. And I don't know about you, but I was really surprised that Ravelry asked me for a new password. Apparently, they're becoming more concerned about security. So I actually had to put it in a place where I was going to be able to find it again because, yes, it was a very old password, just like it's a very old name. And now with a new password,
You're confused?
Well, no, I put it in my...
you saved it.
I saved it. That's right.
Good.
I have to put it in my contacts.
No, don't say that.
What? No one's going to heist me?
Just stop. Stop while you're ahead.
I don't think I'm ahead at all.
These are the reasons why we have to change our passwords.
Why?
Because people like you and Gary write them down and keep them in a folder on your desk.
No.
I know yours is
Mine's
digitally kept,
That's
but
right.
it's the same kind of... Can still be hacked.
Well, of course. Any of this can be hacked.
I know. Oh,
yes. As long as you're online, you can be hacked.
Mm-hmm.
I've got that picture. Anyway, hi to everybody.
Hello. Yes.
Something's wrong with my glasses. I'm kind of fuzzy. Anyway, we'll just be fuzzy. Whatever.
So what have you been working on this week?
I left my dress downstairs.
Oh.
I finished my dress.
Yes,
well,
she did.
Finished
almost.
My dress. We'll try to get it.
We
on the
tried.
new post.
We tried to have a sewing afternoon because it's very hot. And so it was cooler to be downstairs.
Yes.
And also, I really want to get my backpack done.
Because your purse is
because
like
my purse is...
Mm-hmm.
My purse is done. I need to show you the straps. The straps, the section between where it attaches to the purse,
yes,
and where the reinforced tubing in it just keeps growing.
Well,
it just keeps stretching.
I wanted to finish the dress in order to be able to start sewing on her. Is it a backpack? It's
my
waxed.
It's wax canvas, cork, and just quilting cotton.
Right.
Yep.
So rather than pack away a dress, I decided to fix what I didn't like. I had gone full stop on this dress that I had been really racing along because I didn't like the belt that the pattern called for.
Yeah.
Hated it, as a matter of fact. So decided to just buckle down and get this done. Found I'd lost a pattern piece. I had to recut a pattern piece.
That was both amusing and very sad at the same time.
Yes.
It was very funny. I heard A, C, F, G, E, D. Where's B?
No
and
B.
I'm like, I don't know, Mom. I don't know.
And B is obviously lost with a piece of fabric on it somewhere. Anyway, I cut a new pattern piece for B, then cut new fabric for B, and then I was able to
you were able to do that because you already had...
Swedish paper.
Well, no, because you had already done one in the dress.
In the dress. So there was already a piece inserted in the dress. So, and I had Swedish pattern paper, so that was really easy. And so I got, and that was needed for the facing, the neck facing. I got, at that point that I knew how much fabric I had left over, I could have gone for 8 inches torn. I tore 6 inches.
That's better.
Which gave me about a 3-inch belt in the front, so it's kind of like under the girls. And I
a
like
little bit
it.
lower than an Empire waist. It's a bit more of a natural waist kind of area.
And put the sleeves in. Did all kinds of top stitching. So now the facing is in, it's turned, and it's top stitched all around. The sleeves are in. The only thing I need to do is now put the tuck in it and hand stitch that, and then do a kind of a rolled hem, basically a quarter inch, because other than that, it's done. So then next weekend, if we're not up in Boston, we'll be able to work on that and get her backpack moving down along the road. It's a little too hot to work on our coat.
I want to finish cutting it out, but
you can finish cutting it out, but I'm not sewing with it on my lap.
The thought of picking up that fabric today, I started like
it's hot.
It's just very hot.
It was 89 degrees driving home from church, so according to the car.
Yeah, it's very hot. I do want to cut that out and get it done.
Made room over there at the window for the air conditioner to go in, but we haven't had much impetus from the other person in this family.
Who we're not allowed to do it ourselves because
I have a tendency to tip the air conditioner the wrong way, so that the exhaust water, instead of dropping down into the grass, runs back into the house. Not good.
And I'm the child. I'm 29 and a half years old, and I'm the child. Therefore, I know nothing.
Yes, well, get used to that.
I know.
Anyway, so we could have an air conditioner in here.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. If need be, you and I can drag it up here and say, now can we get it in the window?
Yeah. But actually, I'm glad you mentioned, I forgot we had put the fabric over there, because I think I have enough to make 2 tote bags and a crossbody purse. I have so much of that cork fabric.
Wow.
I know.
That's exciting.
I know I showed you it all last year when we got it, or 6 months ago when I got it, but it is, just to have a visual, this beautiful,
not that she's excited,
floral
that
I got pretty. Off of Etsy.
And it's cork.
It's cork. With a fabric backing.
A great bottom of any bag.
Not even a bottom. This is going to be just the exterior fabric.
Oh, okay. Sometimes that was the bottom.
No, I have waxed canvas for the bottom.
Oh.
I have waxed canvas for the bottom, and then I brought 2 pairs of jeans over that are destroyed at the crotch. So they can be, hopefully, they can be the bottoms of the tote bag or other things. You know?
Anything is possible.
Reuse them.
Absolutely.
Might as well.
Absolutely.
So that was a very exciting moment when I was like, I don't know where it is. And she was like, check in the corner. And I was like, oh, yes. Because the other thing, so while Mom was doing all of her sewing, I was finishing cutting out my bag out of the wax canvas. Because I cut all of the pieces of the cork around Christmas time so that my grandmother could give it to me for Christmas, because she likes me to open things.
Yeah.
So I had all of those pieces cut, and I had made all of the pattern pieces for the wax canvas. I just hadn't cut it yet. So that's what I did today. And then we got to the part where it was cut the lining.
And then you needed a zipper.
And I needed a zipper and the rectangular D-rings.
Yes.
They're not D-rings, but they're rectangular rings. And I didn't particularly, I like the lining fabric that we chose in December, but it just didn't feel right to me. And Mom kept going, it will feel right tomorrow. And I'm like, I don't know. No, I will not be happy with it if I'm not happy with it right now. So when I went to, I ended up running over to Joann's because I looked up if they had the rings and zippers. And they did. So I got the D-ring, or the rectangle rings, and I got the zipper. And then I was like, okay, I give myself 5 minutes, or 5 to 10 minutes, because, sometimes it can be crowded over by the quilting cotton. And if there's anything that catches my eye, because I also brought one of the smaller pieces of the cork fabric with me.
Good.
Just let's do it. So there were 2 fabrics that drew my eye. One is a light gray with like maroon red triangles that actually matches the red in the floral.
Good.
And then the other is a like more floral kind of gray on gray pattern, which I think I will probably use for a tote. One of them at least. Because I think I'm going to make 2.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see how much fabric we have, because I might just be that much extra that I then make myself. Because you know how some people buy a like the whole color story in like the different styles of purses that different people, like different companies come out with?
Yes.
I might be that person, but I might make that.
That works.
I can't make luggage, but if I could, or if I could get this imprinted on like hard-sided luggage,
that would be pretty.
I would be that extra. I would happily be that extra. Currently, I'm only thinking a crossbody bag and a tote, and maybe a matching tote for Cassie, because I know she really likes the floral.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But I thought of that too, because I was like, oh, she would really like this floral, and I have way more of the cork fabric than I thought I would. If you remember, I ordered what we thought was just enough, and now it's like 3 times as much.
But
which is great.
Chicken with it.
No, we're not playing chicken with it, which is exactly what we did not want. So we are very happy. So I cut that all out. I also cut out the inner, so I ended up cutting out the lining. I didn't actually cut it, I ripped it. Because there is something so satisfying. And
it tears on the grain.
Exactly.
I mean, so it tears straight.
And the lining, so the waxed cotton, the waxed canvas, I wasn't so concerned with being on grain. I tried to be. I think I'm a little off, but none of the edges were straight, I found out.
Oh.
And it's hard to rip wax because it's waxed. And I was just like, screw it.
You could follow one of the warp threads. Okay.
I tried to. Okay. I think I lost it somewhere, but whatever.
Right, well, it's not going to go that off.
Exactly. Whereas the lining, if that's off, then it'll twist in the bag.
Yes, it will.
And get all like crunchy and funky and twisty.
Nice imitation.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I was really trying to emote.
I saw that.
The incorrectly cut lining
and it
in a bag. It just
up.
It does, and it like does like this little like twisty at the bottom, and it does like,
and then it hides your yarn.
Yeah, so it hides everything.
You can't find
your keys
anything.
Like, and it's always that key that's like kind of on the longer thread of like stuff on your key ring. So it would probably be the little clicker for my garage would get stuck up and in one of those little crevices, and you wouldn't be able to get it out.
Right.
And you'd have to turn the whole purse upside down. And we don't need that.
No, we don't.
So, I ripped, I actually ended up getting the end of the bolt for this fabric. So I didn't go to the cut end. I went to the bolt end of the fabric, I think. They could have both been cut. One looked more like a cut end than... I cut about a 1/2 inch in and I ripped. It did not go all the way down. I cut another about probably 3/8 in, and that one did rip all the way down. So that was a straight edge. And then I had a selvage edge, or an edge that also either had been ripped or was a selvage edge. So I had 2 edges where I knew I could rip from, and I just went to town. I mean, it was only like 4 or 5 pieces, but that way you know.
And I had ripped my belt. So.
Yeah. So that way you know that they're
straight of grain.
Straight of grain. Absolutely. And these are all rectangular pieces, so
it's perfect.
It's super easy.
Yeah.
And then I just cut out the fusible interfacing because I found some fusible interfacing downstairs.
I wonder whose it is.
I mean, one of us bought it.
Obviously me.
That one was yours. No, I've put you. Whenever I bring interfacing, I put it downstairs.
Yeah, but you tend to buy just enough. I buy 10 yards at a time.
No, I buy a packet, usually.
Yeah, I buy rolls.
Yeah, okay, but also given the age of this is definitely
mine.
Yours.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime there's interfacing, it goes in the like, interfacing section of the cabinet.
Right.
That's where it goes. So that got cut, so we should be able to start. And I read through the directions multiple times. So that should be good.
Good.
yeah, I'm excited. This will be the first, like, accessory that we'll have made.
Well, I've made a couple bags. I made one of those project bags.
Yeah, like, not project bags, but, like, this is something I'm going to use probably every day.
Yes.
For work.
So
and
it
so
is the first one of those we've made.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is exciting, and your dress is going to be amazing.
I think it will be pretty nice.
And so what else? So I know you all come here for the knitting content. Today we're on sewing content, and then we'll get to the knitting. It's so pretty.
I love that detail. The short sleeves.
I love that
and
detail.
What I got from Mood is stretch seersucker.
So good. So good.
It has a little give, because otherwise seersucker would just stay where it is. So it needs to be washed. Mm-hmm. So I'll put it through the washer and dryer. And then I doubt that I'm not sure whether I'll cut it out this week, but maybe next week. Because
it's a good pattern.
I think it's a great summer-ish pattern. So I have that. And then, but that's not all.
I know. But wait, there's more.
I
love this fabric. That's so pretty.
And I like it again with the little cap sleeve. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I got stretch cotton for this.
In a little, like, toile.
Yes, in a toile print.
It's just so beautiful and little and French. It's very, like, details of Versailles.
Yes. So, again, this needs to go into the washer and dryer, which I will do tonight. Mm-hmm. So it is a cotton jersey. And should be great. So, and I have, as I said, this pattern for that. So I realized I didn't have any good... Well, I don't have very many dresses that are good to take on the boat with me. Most of my dresses are from Talbot's or...
You don't have a lot of, like, Taylor. Throw in the bag and
exactly. Go. They were office dresses. So I'm now going... And, you know, sometimes when you want to have dinner off the boat, you actually want to dress. Plus, I like it. You know, this dress, you just kind of throw it on. We realize this dress is about 33 years old. This is a Lily Pulitzer fabric.
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked.
A Lily Pulitzer, and it is so comfortable. This is also a stretch cotton.
don't you have, like, that dress in, like, 2 or 3 colors?
No.
Why do I always think that?
I have another dress. I had to find it. I made it. And it ended up not being good for work, but if I can find it in the closet, it would be good for the boat. And then there was a black and white stripe and polka dot that I had. It had a drop waist. Oh. And for some reason, I threw it out. I have no idea. I love that dress. And I got so many compliments on that dress.
I don't know.
Why I would throw it out. Maybe it developed a hole. I don't know.
It might have developed a hole.
Oops. So, anyway, I got that.
I feel like you have this... Though in, like, a purple.
That's the other dress.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, I had bought a little stash enhancement from Mood, and I'll get those done before we go away, or get at least one of them done before we go away in August. And then, that Harry Potter Knitting and Crocheting Club again, they have started their Quidditch 4 match, and I was all set to make a baby vertebrae. And in fact, I had picked out...
Oh, that's perfect!
These colors, and I only need one.
I mean, I would probably go with the plied one.
Well, this is single ply, but it is machine wash. So I was looking at machine washable. So this is machine washable, and this is machine washable. So I thought they're nice kind of neutralish colors. So they would be good. So I had picked these out for the baby vertebrae. And the clue came out and said it had to be fiddly. And if you've looked at the baby vertebrae sweat, it's not fiddly. Oh, God. So instead, what I am doing, what I went for is, quick, she'll turn the page, is I think it's lilac or Lila Cloud.
Lilac Cloud, I think
No,
is...
Lila,
No,
there's
I think
only
it's-
one C.
Right, but I think the C is supposed to be
For
repeated.
both?
Yes.
Oh, well, all right. Lilac Cloud. I call it Lilac Cloud.
I think it's Lilac Cloud.
There's only one C. So it's a Lilac Cloud, and there is...
Trying to keep the secret sauce secret.
It's
a paid-for pattern?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. It may be free.
No.
It may be a free pattern. Anyway, so doing my best to uphold my team, I have cast on, and what I liked is it's knit in lace weight, held double. So I am like overrun with lace weight around here that I'm not going to use to make shawls because I'm just not a shawl person. But this is how far I have come. Help. All right,
No, it's free.
All right, it's a free pattern, so there's no secret sauce. Okay, so there it is in its entirety, and you can see I write all over my patterns.
So you still can't understand what the actual pattern says. Sorry.
And I've got my 3 buttonholes in. I don't have my buttons yet, but I think that it has turned out really well. I'm very happy. This is a finished sleeve. I've added an extra inch onto this. And the reason I did that is I was thinking that if you're going to be putting a sweater on a baby and you're doing it obviously because you think the baby's chilly, why would you leave most of their arm hanging out? So I added an extra inch. So I'm thinking it would be coming down to here rather than stopping up here. And I am on my second sleeve. I have about 9 more rows of the stocking stitch to do, and then you do 6 rows of garter and you bind off on the 6th row. So I will finish this tonight. I will go down into my button hoard and see if I've got buttons to go with this, and I may, and I'll be able to say I'm done with my Quidditch match and one gift for one of the prospective newbies that we're expecting in November.
Got 2 nuggets, 2 familial nuggets.
Yes.
I'm very excited.
She's very excited.
Mostly because now I will have, well, one of them is, the mom is a significantly closer to me than, well, not really. They're pretty close, but one is more familially close. I've known longer, been in the family longer. Like before me. Like before me. Yeah. And I know that if I go a little baby knit crazy, she won't mind.
No, as long as it's kind of easily washable.
Which, of course it will be. Yes. I would not be, if it were not easily washable, I'd be like, when it is dirty, you give it back to me. I will wash it for you, and I will give it back to you.
All right, whatever.
But you do not do that. Oh my God, I just saw.
So
You've been knitting like a fiend this week, Ma.
It's Tour de France.
Oh, frick, I forgot.
How
could I forget? We're watching the recording of the 5-hour telecast downstairs.
Well, because the summary's only 3 hours, so they cut things out. So I want the whole thing. So I have, every night, I set the timers, etc., to get the
Oh, so you don't watch the thing that happened, you watch the morning one at nighttime instead of watching the nighttime broadcast.
Right.
Okay, this, though, I have to say, is
church
better.
Today. Did you not realize this?
Ow! That actually hurt.
How could it hurt?
You hit me, with your knuckle, on my bone. That hurt. So, this is this woman, up here. So, this woman, multiple years in the past, has woken up at the crack of dawn every day to watch it as it's being aired live. Are you still doing that on weekdays?
When we're not working.
Okay.
But I would have done it today, but
we had church. I know.
That's right.
I know.
And we read. So not only is it a Sunday, and we didn't have sailing plans, so yes, we should be in church. But I was a reader, so I had to be there. And so...
That was very much said in a way as if Nan watches us.
Whatever. Anyway, I've been knitting while watching
Yes.
the Tour de France, and I've gotten it down to just the right size. I've tried it on.
God.
I really like it.
It's gorgeous,
You
Mom.
see that thing? And then, whoops, what did I do? Okay.
Oh, and it's so soft.
Then, see, it's going to fade into the black. So, thinking ahead, I wound off some of the purple so I can start the other sleeve in the purple. Like this sleeve is starting in the purple.
Job.
And then I can just kind of fade it into black when I get there. So I really, for thinking ahead, not bad.
That's really
So I'll finish my Quidditch tonight, get that done, and then I'll be able to finish this by next week. And then I can go back to my candy tuft hematite. It looks to me like
candy striping.
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
It really does.
Looks
right?
like
with little bits.
candy cane to me.
Well, like cotton
peppermint
candy.
bark.
And once you lick it, it gets darker.
Oh, yeah.
So
I see that now.
Yeah. Okay. And so speaking of babies, I had picked these two out. So they're staying out because this is baby yarn.
Or to be
baby yarn. And then I found that this.
Yes.
I think that would be a nice one too.
Yeah.
And this is superwash.
Yeah.
And I think that's just lovely. So that's another very baby-friendly skein. And
that's Nerd Girl.
Yes.
Oh my God. You're picking out Babs for small people?
Well, I had to see. Is this...
I mean, I love my cousins and...
So this is hand wash.
And
what is
nuggets,
this?
But
this is superwash.
That's superwash. Okay.
I think I actually have enough of this to make a sweater for myself.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know if I'm going to do a baby sweater in this.
Yeah.
This is Sweet Georgia.
Yeah.
This will be a really pretty sweater for me. Anyway, we'll have to see. I do think I have 4 of these up there.
Probably.
Yeah.
We'll have to check before you
I'm going to have
on.
to, yeah. As much as I love babies, I don't want to take one of my 4 skeins for a sweater and then negate my sweater. So I've got this whole bag of singles. So I think I'll be able to find something. But I don't think the Miss Babs will work.
I don't think the Sojourn will work, no.
I thought I was picking out, I have something like Men in Black or Men.
Leading Men Fiber Arts?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think I have some Leading Men Fiber Arts that I remember sending away for a sampler pack, and they're all hot pink. And there's someplace in here, so we'll find them.
Yep.
As we work through this stash, we will find them. Oh, by the way, we got an update from Rhinebeck, since we are instructors at Rhinebeck this year, saying you want to check your classes, so if you have any extra spaces, you can talk about it. Well, I am really happy to tell you that our Thrummed Mittens is full, chock full, and the cast-on class has 1 seat left.
So
Thank you so much.
Thank you. But if you haven't gotten your class and you want to take the cast-on class,
sign up.
Check. It might have gone between when we checked it like noon and now, but check.
And I advertised it as having 5 cast-ons, but if we blow through those 5 cast-ons, I'm going to have 5 more in my pocket that we can talk about and learn, because...
And we're going to have handouts for this?
We'll have handouts. Yes, of course we'll have handouts.
Yes.
And samples and all that. But I found that when making the samples, they look really a lot alike.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to go from something really simple like a backwards loop cast on, like anybody can do that, but just this is what you do when stuck. You can do this, and it gives you a lot of extra yarn. We were talking about that. To all kinds of different cast-ons. So I will certainly do the 5 that are advertised, and then I want to have 5 more that if we blow through the class, then we'll have lots of others to talk about. And I'm really excited about the Thrummed Mittens, because I love my Thrummed Mittens. I wear them constantly. And when you go out in the wintertime, I don't have a heated steering wheel. Some people in my family have heated steering wheels. Your father has one.
I was about to say, I paid for heated seats. I did not pay.
Right.
I don't have a heated...
He has a heated steering wheel. And it does make a difference. Yes.
This man has had the car for almost 10 years, and I just found this out.
Mine's a 2007. My car is not electronic at all. My car does not say, hi, how are you? My car doesn't do jack.
It drives.
Yeah. I mean, I'm lucky I have a clicker to open the door. But you need the key to start the car. So, I mean, this clicker business is just, like, barely useful.
Can you tell Mother really is having issues with
the steering wheel is really cold in the wintertime. So, and mittens, you know, they said wear mittens because your fingers being all together will help keep the other fingers warm. Not so much in regular mittens, but in thrummed mittens, I am in bliss. I really am.
I do have to say regular mittens too, because I have the pinate mittens that I knit out of the Shetland yarn.
This is filled with water in case.
Yeah, we got water because it's hot.
It's a Nergo yarn glass.
Yeah. The pinate I made out of Nergo yarns, like the Shetland. I wore those this past winter, but I had on
color work.
No, they're cables.
Because I had made that helps. I had made some that were color work and then proceeded to lose one. Yeah. But I found the color work because it's double layer.
Well, no, mine were cabled, but I mean, I would wear those, and then when it got really cold, I wore fingerless mitts, and then those over that.
But I think the thrummed would be even warmer.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, I had made great strides on this, and if Quidditch hadn't started, this would probably have been finished.
Probably.
So then, my next one, after interspacing the sewing of things, would be the Hematite, and then get started on that brioche.
The Vogue sweater?
The Vogue thing,
What we will call your magnum opus for this year?
Yes, I think that will be a magnum opus.
It's going to be gorgeous.
I think so. But I'm going to hand wind that yarn because I washed it, and it may have gotten a little tangled. So we'll hand wind, and we'll be fine. Okay. Yes. I have unwound the top that was knitted, and that's downstairs. I have wound up the skein that I washed. I still have to wash the cake.
The rest of that cake.
The rest of this cake. Do you like this? This is the crochet hook that's required for the pattern. So that's why that's stuck in there. So I won't have
there's a crochet. You need a crochet hook
for that? You need a crochet hook. Yes. And the other thing I got for classes at Rhinebeck, I have 2 large knitting needles over there. So you'll be able to see what I'm trying to show you with the cast-ons. Yes. I think I want to get a large crochet hook too. Okay. So that I may order from Amazon. I've got a couple of things I want to order from Amazon, and I will do that. I'm going to make another pair of thrummed mittens so that I can get an accurate measure of how much fluff a pair of mittens takes, because
with about 10% overage. For
I've got. I mean, when I made my own thrummed mittens, I have the fluff here. So I just used it, but I didn't measure. So I will measure so that I have an idea of exactly how much we need. And that's about what I still can't find the rest of this yarn. So at some point I'm going to need you to help me find it. Okay. But obviously that's not needed this week. No. Is that Ghost? No.
No, that's Carolina by...
You keep telling me that.
Carolina by Dragonfly Fibers. That was their... after the hurricanes and all of the stuff that happened in North Carolina, and South Carolina last year,
So you have been working like a fiend.
So I finished my worsted Skew socks, and I don't.
What that is?
Yes, it's a Skew sock out of these are DK. But I find So it looks huge, like it looks like it doesn't fit me, but it fits perfectly on my foot. And I know some people find a sock and they just make a ton of them. I might do that. Because look at that.
That's beautiful.
Just look at how it hugs my heel. I mean, I do some modifications to make that heel hug that way. But it fits so well, and it also fits well in my work boots when I change into boots at work. The only thing I'm currently trying to figure out is, because I wear skinny jeans typically to work, and if I wear sandals to the office to change into my boots when I get there, it's very hard to get my jeans up to a point where I can put these on, and pull them up.
Ladies' room at the moment.
And we don't have a ladies' room at the moment, no. hopefully in 2 weeks, or at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping that
They're very pretty.
So I'm thinking, not on this pair, but probably, yes, I'm going to knit another pair. I'm going to be that person. No, I don't care. I'm thinking about, instead of doing the decrease sets that they have you do, to just start the short rows and see if I can make like shorty
Interesting.
ones. We're going to try it.
What the heck?
I mean, what the heck? All that could
It's
go
yarn.
wrong is that I have to rip it out to the
Right.
point and do the, decrease stuff. So I think that's going to be the next pair. But I've been working on these pretty religiously, I guess is the best. And I've actually been working on them on the subway.
Well, that must be
more
fun.
currently. Yeah, it's nice to just, I'll like tuck myself in a corner, or, I'll get a seat and I just pull it out and I can put a few rows on, and it's been really nice. Because with these, every like section, you kind of change what you're doing, so it doesn't...
Keeps your interest.
Yeah, it keeps your interest. I turned it inside out so I could remind myself to weave in the ends.
Good.
So I am working on the second sock, which looks huge. And it looks huge until I turn the heel. And
then it gets
into
into shape.
It like kind of gets into shape. And then you put it on your foot and you're like, oh, it does fit. This is my second pair of these. And I forget. So I'm excited about that.
Very nice.
Yeah, so that's what I've been working on. Then I picked up my Soldotna.
Woo.
Which,
jazz hands.
Yeah, looks like this.
And it fits.
It does. I tried it on, and Mom was a little concerned. She was like, it doesn't fit. And I was like, no, that's the cord. I put too short of a cord on it.
Which makes it easier to knit.
Well, yes. Well, and when I was trying it on, I picked out the wrong cord out of my bag to like put it on to try it on.
Yeah.
And she was like, it doesn't fit. And I was like, it's the cord. Don't say that.
But it does fit.
But it does fit. I put an extra cord on it and I tried it on, and there's no
nicely.
Pulling.
No, it's great.
Like, it looks like there's a little puckering in here in this color work section, but I think that's because there's the peach was already knit in the swatch a little bit. So I think, and I only recently got to the unknit portions of yarn of the peach, so I think that's part of it, but I also think a good soak will
that'll
relax
right
it.
out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know we joke when we say it'll block right out, but I think this will block right out.
Oh, I think so.
And I'm really loving it. I am a little concerned that I'm going to run out of the blue, because the blue is not what you're supposed to use for the blips. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Or on Saturday, I might run out to Huntington and see if they still have any more of this yarn and colorway. Because this yarn is discontinued.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is what I've been knitting. I started a new workout program, which is weightlifting, which is surprisingly more tiring than you would think. So I have been falling asleep on my couch a little bit earlier than usual, because I'm an adult.
I have been riding my bicycle, so
Very
my
nice.
knee is feeling a lot better. And I found a new program.
Oh, God, she's so excited about this.
It will run on both the phone and the iPad. So I've been using my iPad, and somehow it is able to figure out how fast I'm going on my exercycle.
Okay.
Not the bicycle. And it's showing me videos of
Is it
trails.
tracking from your watch?
No,
your heart
it's
rate?
not. It just says it needs to see your face. Very interesting. Very interesting. And yet when you have the exercycle basically turned on, it's coming up with the same numbers. So it's magic. It's called bitfit. And I realized that I'm not going quite as far as I might when I'm going outside on my bicycle, 1, and 2, with the Tour de France on. I'm going out in the middle of the day, and really only mad dogs and Englishmen are supposed to go out in the noonday sun. So instead, I've started using the bitfit videos to work on my exercycle in the basement, which is a lot cooler.
Oh, yeah.
And I think also a lot safer, in that, at least in the basement, I'm not dodging dogs or cars or potholes. So that's a benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a
I'd
positive.
say that's a positive. And the knee is doing a lot better. So that's good.
That's
Really
also
good.
a positive.
That's very good. It's what I had heard. So I'm very glad I started that. So bitfit, if you're interested, I'm very excited. I had I had to download the videos in order to take them into the basement and work them, because I'm not getting any Wi-Fi in the basement. So I downloaded the Acadia National Park ones, and I'm riding the bicycle up paths or up mountains that I've climbed. It's so funny. Because when they show you looking down and there's the lake, and I'm going, I've seen that lake. I have stood here. So that's really kind of fun. Floats my boat. I'm sure maybe it doesn't float yours, but it floats my boat.
Cool story, bro. You tell it at parties.
Yeah, I realized, just like, oh, amazing. It's like, I think one is up the Bubbles,
Oh.
and one is up Champlain Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're giving you little tidbits, like you'll see these things that you run over on the path, and they come up as information about the trail. Very interesting. So it has North America, it has South America, it has Pacific Rim. It's got a bunch of things. So I can't wait to download some of the places I have not been.
Yeah.
So I can see this stuff. And you're hearing
nature sounds?
Yes, and bicycle noise. So you can hear wheels turning, and you hear birds, and you hear all kinds of stuff. And it apparently they took these videos with someone who was hiking, because you're meeting other people on the trail, and they're real people. And they're smiling. So this guy must have been walking around with one of those wacko Google cameras on their head. And it's interesting because you can see the trail markers, the slashes of color, and the pile of rocks and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I've been there, and you cannot ride a bicycle up this path, but I am now. So I've been doing that, and I think that'll be really helpful. So yes,
and it has motivated you to use the exercycle downstairs a bit more.
Yes, yes, it's a lot more fun, and for a longer period of time, because usually I'm bored out of my mind with that exercycle. It's like, but yeah, it seems to be doing very well. I'm very pleased.
Good.
Very, very pleased.
Good.
Anything else, my dear?
Not particularly right now that I can think of. I mean, that's about all I've got today.
Okay.
I
think we've covered a lot.
It's hot.
It's very hot. Very hot. We were lucky to be inside. But we got a lot done.
We did.
So I have a hem to put in a dress, and just to tuck up those sleeves, which I will finish after I finish this wee sweater.
The itty bitty sweater.
The itty bitty sweater. And I'll get
which
that
was
done
very
today.
funny because you posted that on Instagram.
Yes.
And I saw it, and I was like, I couldn't really tell the scale of it. And so I was like, she's gotten quite far. She just started that, and it's like normal person size. And then, so when you showed it to me last night, and she's holding up this small person sweater, and I was like, oh, this is tiny human sized.
It's supposed to be 12 month size.
Right. But it explained so much. Because I thought you were knitting a full-size sweater, and I was very impressed. And then I was like, and then you were like, I have a question of, like, I need your help with these sleeves. And I'm like, that's why I was so confused, because I was like, why are you asking me? It's your sweater. And then you explained and showed me it is for a tiny human. And
right.
I was
and I think that short sleeves on a wool sweater might be a little silly.
Maybe.
That's my thought. We'll see.
We'll see.
So anyway, that has gotten done. So that's about it. We've covered Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
And we decided not to do the retreat in North Carolina. For a number of different reasons. I had previous commitments that I had made, and we're really not quite sure what we're going to be doing in the spring, where we will be in the spring. So
there's just a lot in limbo for this spring.
Yeah, yes. So I have written to Nancy Schroyer to say thank you very much for thinking of us, and we would like to be able to submit for another retreat of yours at another time, another year, not this year.
Yeah.
Yes. Although Blowing Rock would have been fun.
It would have been.
Tweetsy Railroad would have been hysterical.
Well, I mean, as it is, you know, the boyfriend's family is looking at going in that area anyways, so
Yes.
we could go down there anyways.
Take a ride on the tiny
Yes.
railroad. Yes. It's hysterical. It's a steam engine with cowboys and Indians.
Oh, God.
And horses.
Oh, God.
I mean, all you had to add to dogs and kittens and it would be like perfect.
Oh, my goodness. And with that, I think we're going to go and weave in our ends.
Thank you so much.
Bye.